Hey everyone, I am going to do, this is going to be an update on me and an update on Noah, who is right here. I have brought him with me. He is wide awake. Starting to get fussy. Oh no, oh no. I might have to redo this video. Hopefully not. It's okay. Yes, it's okay. Let me grab his passy. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Yes. Want you passy? Want you passy? You go fast? Goodness. Okay, so as far as Noah is concerned, he went to the doctor on, sorry, I'm trying not to shake, get you dizzy. He went to the doctor on Wednesday. I believe that was the 18th. And he was weighing 9 pounds and 5 ounces. And they had him measured at 22 3/4 of an inch long. When he was born at the hospital, they said he was 21 inches. And when he left the hospital and went to the doctor's office, they measured him at 20 1/2 inches. So the doctor's office is going with 20 1/2 inches. So technically, in a month's time, he gained 2 1/2 inches. No, 2 1/4 inches, sorry. They gave him his second hepatitis B shot, which he did not like. He turned blood red in the face, stopped breathing, and then let out one heck of a scream. Like the whole office heard him, I know. But he had that done, but he got over it real quick. I picked him up and he stopped crying, so it wasn't too bad. We also talked to his doctor about getting the Synergist shot, which is for RSV. When he was in the NICU on the way home the day we got discharged, one of the doctors there told us to get him on the Synergist shot because of his immature lungs, and especially where he had the pneumothorax, the collapsed lung. But they didn't write it in the discharge instructions. So, because they didn't write it in the discharge instructions, our doctor didn't want to help us get it through the insurance company. And also, instead of writing down in his discharge papers, or his discharge papers, that he was 35 weeks and 6 days gestation, they wrote down that he was 36 weeks gestation. And apparently, the Synergist shot, you're not really eligible for it if you're over 35 weeks. So, that's another issue we ran into. So I'm going to have to get my doctor, my OB, to write a letter showing that he was born at 35 weeks, 6 days, and not 36 weeks. So, but anyhow, the first time we went, she told us we couldn't get it because he didn't qualify, and I was like, that's fine, we'll just pay for it out of pocket, it's no big deal. And then when she told me it was $1,400 a shot, and he has to get a shot from September to March, I was like, okay, we can't pay that. I don't know who can pay $1,400 a month out of pocket for a shot. So, anyhow, you hear Noah? He's tooting on me. Either tooting or pooting one. But, anyhow, we couldn't pay it. So, we have a cousin, a first cousin who has cystic fibrosis, and he sees a pulmonologist here in town, and his mother talked to the pulmonologist about Noah and about getting the Synergist shot and all this stuff, and he said for us to get a referral to go to him, and he would see that he could make sure that he would get the shot. Well, my doctor didn't want to give me the referral, so she said she would call him and see what she could do, and she called him. Apparently she called him. I haven't called him to make sure she called, but I'm going to be on that first thing on Monday. But she said she called and said that she was going to write a letter to the insurance company trying to show reasonable need for it, because apparently she didn't read his chart and didn't know that he had a pneumothorax or that he got surfactant when he was born, which are some reasons that he could be eligible for the Synergist shot. So hopefully the insurance company will get the letter and approve the shot and pay on it some, because we really just can't afford $1,400 a month, and I don't want him to be safe. I don't want him to have any chance of getting RSV. I mean, it would just kill me if he had to go back into the hospital because he was sick. So that went on at the appointment. He's on track as far as developmentally goes. Technically, he was born at 35 weeks. So, I mean, technically he's like an almost 3-week-old, corrected age. Technically, he was born, he's like almost 8 weeks old, really, but like his corrected age is almost 3 weeks old. So, developmentally, he's where he's supposed to be for a 3-month-old or 3-week-old baby. He's starting to watch our faces. Like just this week, I've started seeing him actually lock into our faces and be like, "Oh," you can tell that he knows it's something that he's looking at, and it's not just like staring off in space or up at the ceiling somewhere and you don't really know what he's looking at. So he's actually looking at our faces now. I've seen him looking at his mobile in his crib a couple times, and I've only put him in his crib like 3 times just for like afternoon naps, but I really don't use the crib at all. He sleeps in our room in the Fisher-Price rocker sleeper, I think is what it's called. A rocker sleeper. It's yellow. Sleeps at an incline because he has like some reflux issues. So anyhow, and also we have a little music box that I play at night before he goes to sleep, and it plays music, and then it has like 3 contrast images that shines on like a wall or a ceiling. And I've seen him actually looking at the images a few times here lately. So he's starting to see things. He's not tracking anything with his eyes yet. So we're still waiting for that to happen. Oh, Noah, you're blowing your britches out. Goodness gracious, this boy goes to the bathroom. He goes so much, it's so funny. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm trying to look at my notes, see if I'm missing anything. Oh, he's sleeping at nighttime about 3 to 4 hours a night before he wakes up for a feed. Or let me take that back. He's going 3 to 4 hours between feedings. Depending on how long it takes him to eat, depends on how much sleep he gets in between the feedings. Last night, though, however, we put him to bed at 9 o'clock, and he slept until, we put him at 11 o'clock, and he slept until 7 o'clock this morning. I got up at 2:30 because he was whimpering. He wasn't crying. He was just like, And I noticed that his passy wasn't in his mouth, so I gave him his passy because he wasn't crying. And I rolled back over, and I didn't wake up until 7 because he didn't wake up. He slept all night long. I was like, holy crap. I was like, is he okay? And I looked at him, and he was fine. He was just sleeping. So that was a nice break, although my boobs were about to explode this morning. So that was nice. I'm sure that won't happen again for a really long time. So let's see. He's taking 4-ounce bottles every 3 to 4 hours. But we're decreasing that, and I'll tell you why. If you'll watch my breastfeeding and low supply video, or milk supply or whatever, if you'll watch that video, I'll explain there why we're going down on his feedings, on the amount. And he's not really a fussy baby. Sometimes he fusses when he doesn't have his passy, but you know, that's nothing too uncommon for babies. Babies like to suck, so. And once in a while he'll fuss for a dirty diaper, but not normally. Normally he just cries for food. Or if he's wide awake and he's laying in his bassinet, like pack and play, and nobody's with him, sometimes he'll fuss. He just wants to be held sometimes and loved on. And that's okay, because Mama would love on him all day long. But and sometimes if he gets a little fussy, which isn't very often, I have a wrap and wear that I've put him in, but I can tie it. It just takes so long to tie it and make sure it's right, and it's just so much easier. I have one of those snuggly baby carriers. So much easier. I just snap that sucker on and just put him in. He loves to be against my chest, and he just falls right to sleep. So I do that. He's starting to hold his head up some. He is turning it from left to right while lying on his belly. And let's see. I think, oh, he's starting to cool a little bit. Not a whole lot, but I guess it's been about a week, I started hearing him go, and he does that a lot. So he's found his little voice, which is so cute. So he just stinked his britches, so now he's starting to fuss. So I'm going to change him. I'll do the mommy update on the, oh, you going to stop for a second so I can do a mommy update real fast? Can I do it? Okay, as for me, I don't know how much weight I've lost since my last doctor's appointment. I was 10 shy of pre-pregnancy then. I've started walking. I push Noah in the stroller up the street to the stop sign, and then I go down to the cul-de-sac and then back to the house, which is all on incline, so that's been helping some. And I've had mommy brain. Mommy brain is ridiculous. I'm just going to give you one incident of what's happened. 3 times in the past week getting ready to load the dishwasher. I've had glasses of water that I needed to empty the water into the sink before putting it into the dishwasher. And for some reason, instead of emptying it in the sink, I just took the glass, turned it completely upside down on top of the counter. And I'm like, what am I doing? I don't understand. It's just mommy brain, I guess. Sleep deprivation or something. So, anyhow, that's pretty much it for me. I'm just trying to lose some weight. I'm not dieting. I'm just going to exercise and see how that works. And if exercise alone doesn't help me lose some weight, then I will think about changing my eating habits. But as of right now, I'm not trying to change my eating habits just because I'm breastfeeding. And I don't have the best eating habits in the world already as it is. So I don't get a whole lot of nutrition through my actual daily diet. So I don't want to take away anything that I am putting in my system right now. So I do still take prenatals, and he actually gets a daily vitamin before a meal every day to make sure that he's getting what he needs. So, but I think that's it on an update for me and Noah. And I'm going to do an update on my breastfeeding and pumping and supply issues. So look out for that one too. All right.